Hey YouTubers, something happened to me this morning that I've been trying to figure out, wrap my head around. If you remember in the book of Acts, Paul, on his way to Rome, he was on a ship, and he told the people that the ship is going to suffer shipwreck and you shouldn't go. And what I remember, basically, an angel told Paul that um, he would gain the souls of everyone on the ship, in salvation. He would lead them all to the Lord. And that's exactly what happened. They ended up shipwrecking, and Paul ended up leading every single one of them to Jesus Christ. So consider that, the Lord was willing to allow a ship to suffer utter shipwreck in order to save those souls. Even though Paul had to endure that trial. So something happened to me this morning that I've been kind of scratching my head about. I suffered shipwreck. I'm down here in Kentucky. I don't know if you can see this behind me very well, but it's kind of pretty out here. And last night, without warning, I basically just blinked out and I wrecked the truck. Ripped off the oil pan, ripped a diesel tank, and it basically totaled the truck. Didn't damage the load, didn't damage the trailer, but the truck is done. And it'll cost too much to fix it. The company is wondering how they're going to fix it. And I was telling the Lord, I don't understand this, because dozens of times you've prevented me from getting in accidents. Dozens of times you've spared my life. Why is it that this one time I wrecked this truck? And in a week or two, I'm getting ready to move to Portland. And I feel like the Lord has a great ministerial calling on me there, trying to move towards more full-time ministry stuff perhaps. I don't know how that's going to work. But I'm just going that direction in faith, and I don't know exactly what that means. But so this morning I've been dealing with insurance companies and bosses and this, that, and everything else. I stayed at a truck stop this morning and sat outside. It's pretty cold outside, and I felt as if I was getting my own experience of being homeless, So I was sitting outside in the weather, just waiting for these insurance people to show up, because my truck was in the wrecking yard. So basically, the last couple hours I've been talking to the insurance adjuster, and I was taking a nap in his car, and he comes up and he's like, "Wow, bro, something crazy just really happened. Something just crazy happened, and I'm just stunned by it." And he said that one of his friends, somebody that he'd been close to growing up, basically just died yesterday. And it's been real heavy on his mind. And while I'm sitting there in the car, the father of this guy called, and he had to explain to the father that his son died. And the Lord's talking to me through this whole thing, and he's saying, you know what? This is the same kind of thing that got your attention, that broke you out of religious intellect, like just believing up here. So I was like, all right, Lord, you got to give me the words, because I don't have the words. You gotta speak through me. And as this guy was dropping me off, I said, you know what? I know you got a lot on your mind right now, but I have the secret of the universe. I'm going to tell you the secret of the universe. So I basically gave him some of my testimony, and I told him, look, Jesus is the Christ, and you can't have just an intellectual acceptance of him. You have to have a, trust and a faith and a belief and a relationship. And I told him how a friend of mine committed suicide, and that was what started me on the path of getting saved. So I was telling him, like, I told him all these things. I witnessed to him. I told him that, Jesus changed my life. And then I asked him if he had any pain or any old injuries, and he had a lot of old football injuries. And he got healed of some neck pain right on the spot. And I said, this is confirming what I've said to you. This is confirming the gospel that I just spoke to you, because there's a bunch of religions out there, and I have proof that mine is true. So I ended up finishing out the conversation saying, you know what? I said this morning to God, I was like, I rededicate my life to you, and you can do whatever you want with me. And this morning, I just blacked out and wrecked the truck. I didn't even know I fell asleep. And I told him, you know what? God was willing to wreck that truck just to have this conversation with you, just to let you know that he loves you, and that, death comes suddenly, and you need to know where you're going when it's all over. And he was really impacted by that. I let him know, I was like, look, I believe all this was just to have this conversation with you. A $25,000 truck just got wrecked so that you could have this conversation to rededicate your life to Jesus Christ. And I saw as he was walking away, he choked up and started crying, So I know the Lord orchestrated this whole thing to get that guy. So, I've suffered shipwreck. I don't know what I'm going to do for a job, because now I'm going to have an accident on my record. The Lord has already done miracles for me where they didn't write me tickets for my logbooks, and the DOT people didn't show up. And the Lord has seriously been in my favor on this. But I need your prayers, and I just need guidance from the Lord on what is waiting for me in Portland, because I'm walking by faith right now. I'm trying to move the remainder of my stuff across the country, and it's a lot, but the Lord's taking care of me, and it's all going to work out. So really consider what value your relationship with the Lord has, because with this man, the Lord was willing to wreck a semi and put my trucking career in jeopardy just to save this man's soul. So pray for him. His name is Steve, and I said to God, I rededicate my life to you. Do whatever you want with me. And shortly after, I blacked out and wrecked my truck. So I believe this isn't just an accident, but part of a divine appointment. So thanks for your prayers, thanks for your support, and God bless.